Hi, welcome to class. We're the only two right now, but the other ones will show up eventually, right? I hate my life. I hate my life.
And Professor Sunreis Productions!
Hello class, Professor Sunreis here. Today's class is going to be all about deck building in Master Duel. Master Duel has been out for a little more than a week right now, and even though it's not really comparable to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of us are here for, it still gives off a good sign for the future, at least for me. Obviously, the most impactful change for now is the switch from a best of 3 to a best of 1 format. Together with the switched up ban list, this makes up for a quite unique Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience, especially considering the dead TCG format we are currently in. With that comes a whole new approach to the meta and deck building as a whole. Switching from a best of 3 to a best of 1 format makes it so that decks that usually lose a lot of value in game 2 or 3 thanks to proper side decking from the opponent now don't have that weakness and are ruling the meta. I'm talking about hard combo decks like Bird Up and Dryton or stun/control decks like Trap Eldritch. Though it should be noted that there are way more decks running around, with Kaiser Colosseum Skystriker Weeps outing themselves as horrible humans, Dragon Link and everything running Dark/Dragons extra deck locking, with Buster Web and Union Carrier like it's early Corona season again, and even more degenerate stuff I don't want to talk about because the world is already fucked up enough. Instead, I will be helping you to combat these decks with proper deck building. First, of course, it should be noted that your Master Duel deck should probably use more slots for defensive cards than your standard TCG deck, just because of the amount of degenerate stuff running around. So slower your own deck ceiling and slap in some of that juicy shit. Talking about juicy shit, Maxi is pretty much an auto-included everything, not Trap Eldritch, because it stops all the combo decks, but most importantly, it acts as an upstart against Trap Eldritch, so it's far from a dead card in that matchup, and this will be the most important aspect to consider while building your Master Duel deck. The two decks to beat, or the deck archetypes rather, are completely different from one another, and therefore have very little cards in common who stop both of them. So you don't want to run into the situation of building your deck too heavily against one deck, and then get completely dumpstered by the other, because you can't side all the bad cards. Things get even more complicated by the fact that Eldritch, while not the strongest, is the most represented deck, because of budget reasons. So I'm gonna list off a few cards which have a very good interaction against both combo and control decks, so you can build your own deck probably. No surprise, the most versatile card in Yu-Gi-Oh's existence is good in Master Duel as well. Ash stops Max C, so you can do your own combo. It's good disruption next to your own end board. It's good against everything rogue, like fucking Blue Eyes Chaos Mix Turbo. Why are you guys even playing that? What the fuck? It's good against Eldritch. Only against good combo decks this card can be a little lackluster, because it's not enough to just draw on its own, because they most of the time can play through that. So you should maximize your chance of seeing 2 hand traps in your opener so you can get value of the most versatile card. Caught by the Grave is the next card to finish the holy trifecta of the OCG, stopping both Ash and Max C to continue your own combo. It can also be just set as an additional disruption against combo decks and against Eldritch, because you can just hit their Golden Lord in the graveyard. Should be noted though that just hitting Golden Lord in the grave is far not enough from actually killing the deck, because they can just still sit under floodgates, and you should definitely pack something against set floodgates in your main deck as well. Cards I really like for that purpose are Lightning Storm and Evenly, and complete blowout against all the floodgates running around, and usually trades 1 for 1 or 2 for 1 against combo decks as well. Sadly, they can brick you in grindy matches against floodgates, but most of the matches get decided in the opener anyway, so we focus on that to still have value against combo decks for our anti-floodgates card. That's just my opinion, because Cosmic and Twinterest are just dead against most of the combo decks right now. Infinite Impermanence is another generic card, as it's good against everything combo-like and can also be set against trap decks to turn off their floodgates for a turn. Should be said though that skill drain is at 3, so a lot of times you can't actually do that, but for me this is still enough of value against trap decks where I see its benefits against those decks and still have the amazing benefits it has against combo decks, and is in my opinion the best card to fill in your defensive card slots if you're struggling to find spots, because it's overall just an amazing card. A one-off nip can also work wonders to stop your opponents from decking you out with Max C, just in case you try to take the challenge. It's only a one-off, it doesn't really have value against Eldritch, but it's very good against combo decks, and they are by far stronger decks, so in my opinion you should definitely focus more on hitting the combo decks than the Trap Eldritch decks, because Trap Eldritch, its most impactful cards are not searchable by the deck, so sometimes they will just not have them and you can still play even if you don't draw any defensive cards. But against Dryton, if you don't draw defensive cards, 99% of the time you are just dead. The things to take away from today's class are that you guys should probably play just a few more defensive cards than usual. Your defensive cards need to be both alive against stun and combo, it doesn't matter if Eldritch or something else. There will always be a trapdoor deck to punish heavy combo formats like this one, and thanks to the best of 1 format we need to play hate against them in the main deck as well. And Ben Shapiro is kinda cringe. Class dismissed. Have a good one. Professor Sunreis out.
Colossus will come back. Master Duel predicted it.